Hello and welcome to this review for the E010S Pro multicopter from Eachine. I have the FR Sky version, but you can have DSM-2 or Fly Sky receiver version as well. Inside the box we have the typical one-sheet instruction leaflet, both in Chinese and in English. The English layout is pretty okay actually. You can get all the information about the different channels and binding sequences and stuff. The items inside are actually quite well protected and packed, so they should survive the trip reasonably well. The small Ziploc bag contains all the small items. And first we have these couple of rubber bands that I have no idea what they should be used for. We have some foam strips to attach the camera to the case itself, and USB adapter for charging up the batteries, and tool to detach the props. And here are some spare props in case you happen to lose one or two of them. Let's take a closer look of the quad itself. Beneath you can find a battery compartment and the one single battery that you get with the package. You really need to get more. The props are very well protected with these squishy shrouds, so there shouldn't be any problems when you bump into walls. A lossy micro connector for the battery. That's a great thing because you can get a lot of different 1S batteries with that particular connector. Take the lens cover off and you can see the camera inside the shark's mouth, and the antenna for the video transmitter at the tail. I've seen manufacturers using small plastic tabs or rubber bands to attach the canopy to the rest of the frame of the quad, but in this instance the Eachine decided to go with the screws. You actually need two of them on both sides to attach the canopy securely, and that's actually pretty much you need. But as you can see, I have some difficulties trying to pry off the canopy the first time, because there are some double-sided, well, those foam pads that you already saw on that items list. They've used it to secure the camera and the canopy to the frame as well. These foam pads can be found running on all sides of the camera as well, so it's pretty well stuck down there. The camera itself is 800 TV lines, 25 milliwatts, and you can find the channel changing switch on the side. On the flight controller you can find the micro USB connector and the connector for the camera, and this small wire that acts as a receiver antenna for the radio. And last we have a binding button, and all this is underside the canopy. Well, how the hell you are going to manipulate those buttons and connectors and channel changing buttons? I don't understand the design concept behind this. The board does have a barometer on it, and as a brand name you can find the Lemon FR Sky printed on the board. I have to say the camera must be the best selling point of this squad. I really love the image quality you get from it. And the operation of it is pretty simple, although the button is inside the canopy, and that's pretty sad. But once you get to the button, it's pretty easy to change the channel or change the band by pressing the button a bit longer. Or if you press the button very long, you can change between the PAL or NTSC image format. So all in all, the camera is great. Another great feature of this quad is that it uses Betaflight firmware. As you can see, this is registered as 323 and the target is Lemo. And we go through all the typical tabs here. Ports, nothing special there. This does send you back telemetry if you want, in form of RSSI, for example, signal strength. Nothing special here. Brushed system, as you saw there, Lemon 3. And again, this is all stock, I haven't changed anything yet. As I haven't played with these micro quads for a while, some other reviewer told me that these PIDs are not stock, so they have been tweaked a bit by Eachine or the board manufacturer. And here's another good selling point for this quad. As you can see, this has an inbuilt OSD with all the typical features that you have been loving in those larger quads that you might have. All the same settings and all the same information can be had on the screen. Oh, and one more thing. Remember to change the channel mapping from the default to TIER, since this is the channel order that your radio, FRSK radio, talks with. So there you have it. One pretty awesome quad, despite it's lacking on some areas. You do get only one battery with it, so you need to order more. One battery lasts for around 3 minutes, if you're lucky. So yeah, you should get more. And the camera is great. I was positively surprised by the quality of it, so that's a really good thing. Even though the shark casing is, well, it looks good and it gives protection to the camera and the board itself, but it's so frustrating to use. You can't get access to that mini micro USB connector, and you can't change the channels on the camera or the TV mode or anything like that. So that's a definite minus. And you do get the barometer. That again might be a plus for some, or totally useless feature for some, but still, all this below $60, so it's definitely not bad. I'll add links to items that you should get when you order this item. For example, an additional charger so that you can charge multiple batteries at the same time. Links to some good batteries that you might want to use with this. Perhaps some spare props, etc. So make sure you check those. Now we have some flying to do.
Video.